so long. I was so afraid of hitting my head.
You know, that's why when I was getting up for the leg drop earlier, I just held on to it and pulled myself up.
Dildo bomb!
Which Rey Mysterio stole.
Yeah. Yeah, if you watch WWE, you see Rey Mysterio do the arms at the side. That was mine, okay? I did that like my first match. Okay, probably the second match.
Yep.
That was mine. 11 years running.
That was
10.
That was in HBW.
That was HBW. I think it was in 2000. Like I came up with that move, the arms at the side, real straight.
You know, I swear to God, they watched us because there was a lot of times we did stuff and it came out on either Raw or pay-per-view.
Yeah, they stole a bunch of shit. But yeah, like I did, it was just a splash or whatever, and for some reason I put my arms at the side. And Zion was the one that dubbed it the dildo bump because like I just went straight and got stiff or whatever, and the name just stuck. It's a funny name, so it just stuck or whatever. I beat a lot of people with that move. I just hit you with a shining wizard in a trash can. Locked in the lion tamer on you. Yep, the walls of Jericho. Held it in and cranked that motherfucker. I hit you with the Wrecking Havik, your own finisher. People talking shit to me. God, people were talking shit to me. Non-stop. Oh.
Which, by the way, my eyes were closed. I had no idea he was doing that because I was actually hurting. And that hit me right in the face. Right on the nose, right in the mouth.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was going for it and I was like, oh shit. like there was nothing, I was already in motion. There was nothing I could do. So you don't keep your eyes closed in the ring. It's not nap time, motherfucker.
I didn't know you were coming inside.
So I hit the Wrecking Havik on you. You kicked out of everything.
I was ready for that.
And then the dildo bomb. You're a stubborn fuck.
Yep. And by the way, I've never quit once.
You've never tapped out?
Nope. Never. As far as I can remember, but I'm positive I didn't.
I don't think I've ever tapped out either.
Yes.
In what?
I quit match.
I didn't tap out.
You didn't tap.
I was hung.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I said I quit, but I've never tapped out to anything.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tapping? No.
I've lost by submission.
Knocked out. Like out cold. Right?
Yeah. What pay-per-view is that? Extreme Intentions against Zion.
Yep.
He put me in his
whatever that thing is.
Kind of going like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, it's like this was basically like a car crash where like nobody wants to see it, but like they had to. Like it was my mom walked out right here. Like she walked out of the building.
Did she?
Yeah, she was like, I'm done watching this.
Is that Andrew in the back corner?
Yeah, yeah. You got A3K in the bottom left corner. The red bandana. Sorry for the quality. Like the lighting in the building was messing up the camera, so the quality's kind of blurry.
Which was kind of scary because these ladders were wobbly.
Yeah, they were. Fighting back. You got me up for the high tech. Oh god, I was so afraid of dropping you.
You just blew it.
What?
You just called the name of the move.
Whatever.
So for those of you that don't know this, that was his finishing move.
Yeah, that was
so I wanted to. He did my move to me. I had to do it.
Payback. Where are you, Jimmy?
And, you know. What a
Listen,
better way.
Oh god, everyone went crazy. You got Linda from Kiss the Cook in the back, throwing in like a rose or something.
She did throw a rose. It was Linda and Danielle. And just the people.
It was awesome, man. Like
the people exploding.
Everyone went crazy.
And
I was dead. That hurt so bad because
I was dying.
Like we overshot those ladders, and it was my shoulders and the back of my head that hit the ladders, and your ass hit it or whatever.
My ass hit it, and your lower back was on my leg, on my knee.
Yeah, it was ugly, but I mean, when you're I was probably like 7 feet up in the air.
And jumping with, how much did you weigh then? You were probably what? Close to my weight. At least 180?
Yeah, I was like 180, 185.
So with you on me, so what?
No, I was training at that point. No, I was like 170.
70.
Yeah, I dropped weight.
So we were probably over 300 pounds. And
I didn't want to get up early.
landing on that was horrible.
I was so exhausted, and like I knew going into this, like I wanted to say something. Nothing was written, nothing was planned. This was all.
And after you pushed me, I just leaned against the rope because I was tired.
I had no idea what I was going to say. I was so exhausted. I don't even want to talk.
4.5 years ago, I had a dream. And I was able to call that dream to Omega Wrestling. 4.5 years later, this is what we built up. This is what we come to. And like Andrew 3000 said earlier, it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for any of you.
I couldn't even stand up.
To all the boys in the back, ringside, wherever you are, I want to thank you for the blood, the sweat, and the tears that you put into these 4.5 years.
You see all the guys in like the back right-hand corner.
I think collectively, between all of us, we probably had more emergency room visits than everyone in this room.
That was the cool part, because like I didn't know that all the guys were gonna come out and stand ringside. So like that's kind of when I started to get emotional, because they're like, man, like it's over.
And friends that came out here tonight, I want to say thank you.
Fat
Thank you for supporting each member
Still talking shit.
of our roster. Because if it wasn't for all of you guys, they wouldn't have put all this time and effort into making LW possible. So thank you. Now as for you, tonight we pushed our limits. Havik 10 years ago, 10 years ago, you brought me to a little group in Glendora called HPW. You brought me 10 years ago into this thing known as backyard wrestling. So I guess I can blame you for all the time that I spent on this. Havik tonight, I couldn't have asked for a better opponent to stand here in this ring with. Havik 10 years. This is rightfully yours.
That was such a crazy feeling to have like everybody was there.
And the crowd pop after that and everything.
Wait for it. Oh God, everyone was like in the palm of our hands, just like.
Yeah, and then when you left me, that scared the shit out of me because I told me one speech and I was like, nope.
Wait.
Yeah,
10 more years.
Greatest chant I've ever heard.
That was it. That was Event Alpha 4. That was my pride and joy. That was my baby. That I was so honored to share that day and so many years with all my friends and my family was there. Like my grandmother came. Like she's never seen me wrestle. Like my grandmother came and watched it, and my mom and dad were there, and I know all the guys had their grandparents and their moms and friends and just a ton of people that like I have no idea who half of them were. But I mean, if you were at the show and you're watching this right now, thank you for supporting us like a year and a half ago.
Yes.
But God, it was just such an amazing experience. I mean, we've performed in front of over 100 people before. At our first TV taping, like we had just over 100 people there. So I mean, we were used to a big crowd, but like over 140 people. I think that the final count was like 143 or something like that. It was just shy of 150. But that many people paid like the shows we ran before were all free. So we had 140 something people that paid to come see us, to come sit and spend like just over 2 hours with us, 2.5 hours or however long it was.
We even had a faulty beginning too. Like we had problems in the beginning where we couldn't get the
ropes
ring,
untangled.
The ropes so we couldn't get the ring all the way up. So we had people outside lined up, which looked awesome, by the way.
Yeah, which there's footage on the DVD of everyone standing outside because we're all inside. No one's dressed. No one's ready to go.
We're running around, running frantic, freaking out like, oh my God, we need to get this ready. And I think we started 20 or 30 minutes late.
I think we were like 15, 20 minutes late because the guy that was working there, and the guy that was working at the Legion Hall building, now, myself and Matt had our names on the paperwork. We had gone talk to the city and all this stuff. So it was the two of us. So the guy walks up to me and Matt and was like, you've got like 100 people outside. Now, we were inside. I had no idea I know how many tickets we had sold previously, like pre-sale tickets.
But that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean people are going to show up. They could be like, oh yeah, here's $10. Like, it's a Saturday night. Like, we're not showing up. And he's like, yeah, you guys got like over 100 people standing outside. Like, you guys need to get inside. And I mean, it was a battle because, just a quick recap of like all the work that put into it was I couldn't find anywhere to run the show. Nobody would let us in their venue, their hall or building or gym or whatever to run the show. I called over 50 places in the general area. Like I wanted to stay within a couple mile radius of the home because that's where our fan base was. That's where our fans came to see us and like
some people don't got cars to get places.
Yeah, so I was like, we want to stay local. I mean, we still had people from Ventura come. We had people from Orange County come out. The Inland Empire and stuff like that. Like we had people from all over Southern California come, which was awesome. But I called over 50 places to try and run the show. Because once the city shut us down, I was kind of like, oh, there's really nothing we could do about this.
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say all of us were just like, you know what, we're done. What do we do? There's nothing we can do.
Because after the city shut us down, we're like, God, like, because we ran a show and a couple days later, it was our January show. A couple days later, we're like, oh, God, we got this letter from the city. And me and Zion and Wreckless went to City Hall to go talk to them. They're like, nope, there's nothing you can do, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like, nope, we're done. Like, there's nothing we can do. We've got nowhere to wrestle. Yep. And then, like, something sparked inside my head. Like, first off, to me, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to NOW. Me being a selfish, stubborn motherfucker, I didn't get to say goodbye. I don't want it to have taken away from me. Like, I want to be able to end it on my terms when I say so. And, because, I mean, I ran this damn thing for just over 5 years. Or 5.5 years or something like that. And it was like, we need to rent a building. And I had approached all the guys. Look, hey, here's my idea. Is everyone in? Everyone was like, hell yeah, like, let's do it if we can make it happen. So then it was like, call places. Now, this was Englandora, which is the city where HPW ran in, right next door to San Dimas. And it took some convincing to get these people to actually let us do it. We went in there. I filled out all the paperwork. Me and Zion filled the paperwork out and stuff like that. I'm like, okay.
Insurance.
I had to get the insurance and stuff, but what they had to do was, because now it's an American Legion building, but it's actually from City Hall. Or it's owned by the city, so it's not an independent building. So they literally had to go to the board of directors for the city to even see if it would get passed to let us run the show in that building, because they've never.
Surprisingly, they did, because technically we weren't professionals.
Yeah, but because like they've never had anything like that in the building, and it was pretty pricey for a building. I mean, it definitely was.
Yeah.
But it was more pricey than most of the other places that I'd called. But like I wrote a letter and emailed it to the city, basically stating my case. Look, we are looking for one show. This is what happened. Blah blah I spiced it up like it's good for the community to come out, and
it'll draw more people into Glendora. It'll make it a more happening town,
and it's family friendly and blah blah blah. And I was just jerking them off left and right, just like whatever. Like,
which if they only knew it's not family friendly at all.
Nowhere even close. I mean, we had family and friends there.
Yeah, but I think we cussed a lot. We did shit we probably shouldn't have.
Violence and stuff like that. So I mean, it was cool. That letter really helped, and they graciously let us run our show there. So that was
amazingly.
That was 10 years, man. That was 10 years, all written in the book, and I couldn't have asked for a better way to go out.
That was probably, like, out of all the matches that we've done, we've been hurt, we've done this, for just about all the matches to go flawless in one night, in the way that everything worked out, there's nothing else that we could have asked for. I mean, huge crowd, live crowd, because, the crowds...
They were hot and interactive.
There's a lot of times, we had a decent crowd, but they weren't making much noise.
We would have 75 people that were quiet as hell,
and you could hear crickets.
Some shows there'd be 20 people that sounded like there were 200.
Yeah.
So.
But this time we had a bunch of people that were all live. We were doing it for our family. We were doing it for us. I think this, besides the first TV taping, this is the show that made me the most nervous.
Yeah.
Because I was more worried. I wasn't so much worried about the crowd. Like, they bothered me a little bit just because there's a lot. The biggest crowd we've had. But I can get over that, but it was more the fact of what the show was and what it meant that scared me more than anything.
Everyone had expectations that this, without saying it, everybody knew that this had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Like, one, because it was just about everybody's last time that they'll step into a ring, for the most part, and be able to wrestle in front of people. So everyone was like, this needs to be, everyone stepped their fucking game up.
Yep.
Everyone brought 110%. Every match was just so well thought out, and everything went so smooth, and the segments were great. All in all, 100%, all the way around, it was a great show. Outside of the quality of the video,
but that can be.
You could look past that, like that's that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave us a comment.
Let us know how you feel about the match.
Because even though it's a year and a half old, like, we still like talking about it, and we still like hearing about it.
And
so
all the guys still love hearing about all of the wrestling. It was a big part of our life. We did it for quite some time.
It was a huge part of our life.
There's a bunch of us that did it for like 10 years, and then there's other guys who did it for like 5 years and like a couple years here.
Yeah. Still, each one of us put a couple years. In which the whole group, once NOW shut down, we became Wreckless Eating.
Yeah, we needed something to do.
Hey, you know what? We stuck together as a group for the most part, and we moved on to new ventures. But go ahead and take a. I hear noises outside. I got sidetracked. I was like, what the hell?
I was listening to.
Yeah. So you can find New Omega Wrestling, youtube.com/New Omega Wrestling. There's so many hours of footage out there. It's
ridiculous
crazy.
Amount of wrestling on
But
there.
You'll see all the guys, and I hope you enjoyed the world premiere of Event Alpha 4, Tech vs. Havik.
And if you want to tweet at us, it is at, KP_TV, which, put it right here. And now you can get his, which will be right here.
Sean Bateman _VU. And you can get his right here.
At Mike Havik.
At Mike Havik. So, KPTV, go ahead and follow us. Like us, subscribe to us. Go find New Omega Wrestling. We've got a Facebook and stuff like that we don't keep updated, but we like to see
we'll
the
start
likes and
updating
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Not the New Omega one, the KP one.
Find the Krymzon Pain. Just type in Krymzon Pain into Facebook. It'll pop up, KRYMZON. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up, a lot of new features. Once again, we apologize for this being such a long episode. This is all just one episode. We apologize for it being this long, but it was something that we thought that we wanted to share with you guys, because it's something that means a lot to us. As a group, that entire show means a lot to all the Wreckless Eating crew, the New Omega boys. I guess that's it. Anything to top it off?
I guess if there's anything else that you would like to see us do within KPTV, give us suggestions. If you want to see us go somewhere, anything else. Obviously, we're not going to rate anything because that's reckless eating. We'll do that there if need be.
Yeah.
But yeah, shoot us anything.